All right. The root grows deep. So I don't have no introduction or nothing. We just gonna jump right in. So the first root that grows deep is the root of pride. Now in Proverbs 16 and 18, it tells us, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty look before a fall. And also in Proverbs 8 and 13, it says, the fear of the Lord is hate to evil, pride and arrogance. So pretty much pride is one of the deepest roots that we deal with, because you know that it started off with Satan. He dealt with pride. And pride doesn't like correction or the independence from God. Pride is a hidden root that says, I know better. I don't need correction. I can do it without God. And a lot of times we'll act like we could do it without God, without saying it out of our mouth, right? Pride often feeds rebellion, division, and unbelief. Now, James 4 and 6 says, God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. The root behind pride, it blocks correction. Pride don't want to hear no correction. Pride thinks it has it all under control. It makes it difficult to receive any kind of instructions. When God tried to speak to you on things, when your pastor trying to speak, when your boss trying to speak, because of the fact you deal with the spirit of pride, you feel like you have it all. You feel like you have the answer. Nobody don't have to tell you anything. I got this. Pride also creates self-dependency. I can handle this on my own. Who you think you talking to? Do you see me? Do you know who I am? That's how pride is. Yes. It also distorts our vision. You begin to see yourself higher than you should. You could have I look at this generation today, and it's so much pride in this generation. Like, you have someone that's starting their own business. Now, you don't want to sit up under nobody that's been doing it for 30 plus years, know the ins and outs. We rather do it ourselves, learn ourselves. But why do we have to learn ourselves when God already made a way for us to get an understanding and learn the business? Even though he put it in us, but he also expects us to learn, because that's the way we grow. And in this generation nowadays, feels like, I got this. I can do it on my own. But then when they fall and fail, now they just quit and jump to the next thing. That's pride. Yes. Pride says, I don't need no help. Pride separates you from humility. Humility invites grace, but pride resists it. And it also leads to a fall. What you lift up also becomes your unstable ground, becomes unstable ground. You get confused, you get lost because of your pride. And also pride often gets wounded quickly. Pride, anytime you say anything to pride get offended. Pride feel like you judging. Pride feel like this, pride feel like that. And it's so easily to be offended. So our next root is the root of offense. In Matthew 13:20-21 says, but he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and with joy receiveth it. Yet he's not rooted in himself, but do for a while, just for a while. For when tribulations or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. Offense is dangerous because it doesn't always announce itself. It starts as a wound but grows into a root. Yes. Offense exposes what's missing beneath the surface. A lot of times when you're offended, it don't show up immediately. It's a root. It starts off as a wound. That person hurt me. That person said this to me. And because you sit there and you meditate on it, you regurgitate it in and out, you just keep speaking and reminding yourself of what that person did, now it becomes a root. The problem it doesn't start as a seed. It doesn't start with God's word. It starts with someone hurt. You're hurt. The hurt that's deep within. That's the issue. That's what's inside of you. It starts sprouting out because of your hurt. What you hold on to, that's blocking your depth in God. Because of the fact we like to hold on to that hurt, we say to ourselves, I'm going to get you back. We tend to regurgitate it and remind ourselves. And Satan, he'll come and play on those things, reminding us what this person did, reminding us what that person did, and we call it trauma. And that trauma causes us, it sprouts up, it troubles us, it harms us, it causes hurt. So offense are rocks weighing you down. You must make a conscious decision to drop the rocks. Are y'all ready to drop your rocks today? Amen. The root of offense creates distance. It pulls you away from people and away from God. Because of your hurt, you can't hear nothing else. You only hear through your hurt. It distorts your hearing. You start hearing through hurt instead of truth. God speaks, we can't hear it. Someone corrects you, we can't hear it. The only thing we can hear is what hurt us. If that person hurt us, or if somebody says something, mama says something, daddy did something, and you see somebody else doing the same thing, and they trying to correct you out of love and out of the truth of God, we don't see that. All we hear is the pain that this person caused. That person, the person that's speaking to you, that's not the person that hurt you. But because you've been hurt and you are offended, now you're offended with that person too. It also builds walls around your heart. Protection turns into isolation. Now we hear all the time, I got to protect my peace, protect my peace. Peace is in God. Peace is not in what you do and trying to be alone. The devil wants to isolate you, because anytime he isolates you, he gets to speak. He'll speak and remind you of your hurt, your trauma, what this person did, what that person did, what mama said, what daddy didn't do. Remind you of all those things when you're by yourself. So when you deal with the spirit of offense, it causes you to isolate, to be by yourself. It builds up walls. And it also stops spiritual growth. It hurts. Your hurt becomes stronger than your healing. You want to be healed, but a lot of times you can't be healed because of your offense. That thing that's still inside of you that you want to let go of, but you really don't even know that it's there. It's secretly hidden. Also, it opens up the door to bitterness. Unresolved offense can become a deeper root. And let's be honest. When it starts off as offense, after offense, and you constantly regurgitating it, constantly reminding yourself of what this person said, keep playing the situation over and over in your mind, it becomes a root of bitterness. Now, I have a story of that, because when I was younger, some things happened to me or whatnot. And at first, I didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to share it, because, the devil will come to me and remind me of this and of that. Nobody going to listen. People going to think you this. People going to think you that. So one day I was like, in order for me to get free, I have to open my mouth and say what happened. So when I start telling folks about my rape and molestation, I used to think like people would judge me, people would criticize me, people would be like, oh, she just a hoe, or she just this, she just that. But when I start opening my mouth, I became free. And that spirit of offense, it started as the spirit of offense. Because yes, when something that traumatic happens to you, you're offended. You're offended because you took something that didn't belong to you. And the next root, which I'm going back to the story, the next root is the root of bitterness. And Hebrews 12:15 says, looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springs up and trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Bitterness is hurt that stayed too long. You can water pain so much that eventually it grows roots. So back to my story. It started off as an offense. then I became real angry and bitter because I always played it in my mind. I should have did this. I should have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have went here. Maybe I should have dressed differently. Maybe I should have told this person. Maybe I should have invited this person. But instead of me going to God, laying it at his feet, because he said the battle is not ours, it's his. But instead of me laying it at his feet, I played it over and over and over and over and over in my mind to the point I became bitter. I became bitter towards those people. And it hindered me from doing what God has called me to do. I remember Wednesday night, Apostle was talking to us about certain things. And Brother Z brought something that caught my attention. He was telling the story of when he was talking to one of his coaches in Africa, and come to find out she was dealing with the spirit of offense. And it turned into bitterness because of the fact that she felt like she was done wrong. And one thing he said was when she dealt with that, she couldn't perform. She couldn't give her 100%. She only gave half. In her mind, she was giving 100. But to him, he saw how her performance declined. So when you deal with the spirit of offense, when you deal with the spirit of bitterness, you'll think like you're giving 100%, but really you're not really giving your all. You decline. Your spirit decline. You stop praying. You're not praying like you used to. You're not speaking to God. You're not reading your word. You're not coming to church like you're supposed to, because all that bitterness, all that offense, all that pride is in deep down in you. And you don't really see it yourself, but other people see it. And then when somebody says something to you, here it comes back up. The Bible says it springs up. Bitterness springs up and trouble you. So when you try to go out and do something that you've been dreaming about, something that God has put inside of you to do, when it's time for you to do it, here come bitterness springing up to trouble you. I like to watch the Food Network, and I like when they battle each other in the food industry or whatnot. I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't even think of the name. Yeah, like Chop or something like that. And they have like a timer. Sometimes at home, honestly, I'll put a timer on myself just to see if I could do it too. But they'll put a timer and they have to cook a certain meal. And there was this one young lady. She was so troubled, so full of bitterness and anger. Like, you know, when they have a moment where they sit by themselves and they talk to the camera about certain things that happened. She was saying certain things that happened to her or whatnot. And every time she cooked, now she could cook, but the only thing is the bitterness that was so deep in her, it sprung up and troubled her. So she couldn't perform like she wanted to perform because its bitterness sprung up. So when she tried to cook, the taste wasn't right. And then she said she cooked this all the time in her restaurant, but because of the fact that pressure to perform, the pressure to do this, the pressure to do that, it caused her to stop giving her best and try to focus. It causes her bitterness to rise up. It causes her problems, her issues, her situation, all those things. While she's cooking, she's regurgitating all the things. She's not nothing. She's a failure. She's this, she's that, reminding her of why she shouldn't go forth. So bitterness, it's a root that hides itself. Bitterness pollutes your spirit and makes it hard to trust God and trust people. Have y'all ever dealt with bitterness? And you want to trust God. You want to trust people. You want to open up. But something inside you just like, I just can't do it. No matter how hard you try. God said you could come to him naked and unashamed, laying your cares at his feet, but just something holding you back. Even though God didn't do it to you, but we still kind of side-eye God too because of bitterness. The root hides underground before the fruit appears. Now, you could deal with it, and it just hides. It just festers inside of you. And then when it's time for you to show up, it's time for you to perform, it comes out of nowhere. And then you wondering, what's going on? Why am I dealing with this? I know I did this 100 times before, but now I have issues. Now I have problems, and I don't understand. Bitterness begins to hide in the heart before it shows up in your attitude, before it shows up in your words, before it shows up in your relationships. One bitter root can defile many. It spreads to other people. Now, I was reading the word one time, and this was, I think, like 2 years ago. And God gave me the revelation when they was crucifying Jesus, and how because one group had an issue with Jesus, it caused the other group to have an issue with Jesus. And they was bitter because Jesus said he was the Son of God. So it caused the other people to, for some reason, they was upset with Jesus. They wanted to persecute Jesus. They wanted to crucify Jesus. And sometimes we have to understand that when we're dealing with something and we try to share our feelings with someone else, it'll make that person kind of like side-eye that other person, or side-eye the person you're talking about. Say, for instance, I'm trying to bring it together. Say, for instance, I'm dealing with bitterness, and I go and tell Sister Elise something that I'm dealing with somebody in the church. She probably don't have a problem with that person, but because of my bitterness inside of me, now she's going to look at that person and side-eye that person. Her problem, what I'm dealing with doesn't have nothing to do with her, but because of the fact I shared it out of anger, I shared it out of grief, I shared it out of hurt, I shared it out of my bitterness, now it's on her. So now she's going to look at that person with bitterness. She's going to look at that person and kind of like, if the person try to come to her to say something to her, she's not going to want to listen to it, because the thing she's going to be thinking about is what I said to her. So we have to watch that when we go to folks and spew out our feelings. That's why God said, cast your cares on him, for he cares. A lot of times we don't want to go to God and tell him what's going on. We'll rather go to people because we want a quick answer. We want a right now answer. We want somebody to talk and communicate back and forth with us. But God said, if you cast it on me, I can heal you. I can pull that root up. But we got to trust him. And bitterness causes us not to. Bitterness poisons the heart. The pain begins to affect our thoughts and our emotions. It changes our perspective of how we see things. We see it through the islands, we see it through the hurt, the shame, the guilt, the betrayal, the lies. We see it through those things. It spreads. Bitterness rarely stays contained. Now, if you ever looked at a tree, now I have a tree in front of my yard, and I'm talking about them roots just grow all over the place. And if you ever seen a tree, it could look just beautiful. But then when you go up under that ground, it's just all over the place. And that's how bitterness is. It sits there. It festers inside of you. And then it just comes up. Just all over the place. Your attitude change. The way you talk to folks change. The way you think change. The way you walk change. Just because of your bitterness. Bitterness blocks forgiveness. It makes it hard to forgive. It makes it hard and difficult to release that pain, to release the hurt, the shame, and the guilt. It steals your peace and your joy. The hurt becomes heavier than your healing. Now, when I was dealing with it, and I'm not saying it's over, because there's times when the devil still comes to me to remind me of those things, but I have to put him in his place. So when I was really like heavy in bitterness, I couldn't let it go. No matter how many times God came to me and said, let go of your past, no matter how many times God sent prophets and apostles and stuff to tell me to let go of my past, I just couldn't. And you know why? Because the pain I felt, I wanted them to feel too. I wanted them to see and feel how I felt, the shame that I felt, the guilt that I felt. But guess what? It wasn't my job to do that. It was my job to cast it on God, because God will make all things work together for our good if we trust him. But when you deal with bitterness, you can't trust him. When you deal with bitterness, you tell God, I got this. But then your joy is depleted. Your hope is gone. You stop looking at God for the answer, and you start looking at yourself for the answer. So bitterness creates spiritual this distance. I'm trying to say, Lord help me. Bitterness creates distance from God, distance from your intimacy with God. At one point when I first got saved, I had such a fire for God. Like, you couldn't tell me God didn't do this, God didn't do that. He started showing up and showing out in my life. My light bill was due, and I was wondering where the money was going to come from. And God wound up, Alabama Power says if they're going to cut your lights off, they're going to cut them off, regardless of how you feel. You could say that I'm spiritual. You could say that I'm with God. They don't care nothing about that. They want their money. So they wanted their money that Monday. They said they're going to cut my lights off. That Friday, God sent the bill, sent the check. He sent the check, and I was able to pay my bill. So in the beginning of my walk with God, I was able to see him clearly because I was innocent. I didn't have all this stuff inside of me. But then when I decided to start listening and letting the devil play tricks with my mind and start reminding me of what happened and who did what and why they did this, it was inside of me. And God wanted to pull it up, but because of the fact that I wanted them to pay for what they did, then bitterness rose and caused me to stop, shut down my praise, shut down my prayer life, shut down this, shut down that. So I had to really get deep in God, really go in. And really pray, really cry out and ask God to help me with this bitterness, because bitterness, I didn't want to be intimate with God, because I'm like, you see all, you know all, but because of the fact that I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I know this is in the room. How can you go to God and it's an elephant right there? You telling God, Lord, I thank you for this, I thank you for that, but this big thing is still there that God wants to fix. So I couldn't let it go. Then one day I said, you know what, Lord? I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling miserable. I'm tired of feeling like you're not there. I'm tired of the lies, the shame, the guilt that just constantly haunt me. I'm going to let this thing go. I think it's time now, because I let Satan run rampant all throughout my life. Now it's time for me to get free. So I gave it to God. I prayed about it. I fasted on it. And God started showing me how deep that root was. And you have to understand that when you go to God and you pray, you fast, you read your word, your healing is like an onion. It's layers to it. Now, he peeled back the first layer, and you still have layers to go. It might show up. But just know that God got you. Know that he won't fail. Now, my fourth root is the love of money, the root of evil. 1 Timothy 6:10 says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Now, you have to realize, a lot of people say, I see people on TikTok always trying to talk about God and stuff like that, and say, well, if God is this, why he always talking about money's evil, but the church always asking for money? If you read your word, it says for the love of money. It didn't say money was bad. It said the love of it is evil. And because of it, it causes greed. It causes pride. It causes you to compromise. It causes anxiety. Money makes a great tool, but a terrible master. In Matthew 6:24, it says, no man can serve two masters, for either he hate one and love the other, he hold on to one, despise the other, but you cannot serve God and mammon. You can't serve two things, because God tell you to go left, your money gonna tell you to go right. God tell you jump, your money says sit down. So you have to understand the issue isn't what's in your hand. The issue is what has your heart. What has your heart? A root grows wherever affection replaces God. Now, if your money replaces God, You got a root there. Money, the love of it, it shifts trust from God to possession. Security becomes money instead of God. Now, we know that God protects us, he keeps us, but when you think of your money greater than God, greater than your problems, now you have a problem on your hand. It creates this discontentment. What you have never feels like you have enough. No matter how much you have, you could be Bill Gates. You still feel like you don't have enough because your peace is not in the money. Your peace is in God. Money causes you to compromise. People may bend conviction just to gain something, just to gain the world. You'll wind up losing your soul. It consumes your focus, consumes how you see things. Your purpose gets replaced by pursuit. God tells you you're this, but your money gonna tell you something else. Money talks too. Money opens doors to greed. Wanting becomes controlling. Have y'all ever seen Everybody Hate Chris and how the father was? He had money, but he was real tight on everything. And that's how money, the love of it, that's how it'll get you. You're real tight. You don't give to nothing. You see somebody on the street, God tell you to give to that person. You could be entertaining a angel, but God tell you to give to that person. But if you got $10 in I'm not about to give no $10 to no bum. I'm not about to do that. Lord, maybe the next person. You compromise. You willing to listen to your money over listening to what God said. You don't know what God has in store for you. You don't know what blessing gonna come out of that. But because when you love money, it causes you to be greedy, controlling. It competes for the heart. Things begin to sitting where God belongs. Things that God tell you to do. Whatever your money says, you're going to do exactly that. Lord, I hear you, but Lord, I see you, but my money's saying this. When you go out trying to make money, or as the young folks say, get their bag, you lose God. Because you're not sensitive to that leader no more. You're not sensitive to his voice no more. You're more sensitive to what your money telling you to do. If your money says it's time for you to get up and get this, you're going to do that, but God telling you to rest. If your money says you need to go buy this because everybody else had this on TikTok, and God say, no, I'm going to bless you, just trust me, you're going to do what that money says. So God don't want you operating out of the love of money. Yes, he wants his people to be blessed. He wants you to have money, but he don't want money to have you. What you don't uproot, eventually you will produce. If you don't uproot these things, it will come up. It will show up. No matter how you try to hide it, no matter how you try to protect yourself or look apart, it's going to show up eventually. It's going to seep out. Roots are dangerous because they are hidden, because they grow slowly, and they feed everything above them. So anything that's above God, those roots gonna feed itself. The more you sit there and hold on to these things, hold on to bitterness, hold on to pride, hold on to this and hold on to that, it's gonna come up, it's gonna sprout up. Jesus often dealt with the root before the fruit. Anytime you look in the Bible and you read the Bible tells us how Jesus healed the people, but he didn't deal with the outside. He dealt with the heart. He dealt with what was inside of us. So we have to remember that root of pride is a fallen life. Root of offense is a divided life. Root of bitterness is a bitter life. Love of money is an empty life. If these roots can destroy us, what should our root be connected to? Ephesians 3:17-19, it says that Christ may dwell in our hearts by faith, that you being rooted and grounded in love. So pride said, I don't need God. Offense said, I'm pulling away from God. I'm pulling away from everything. I need my peace. Bitterness said, I won't let go. I want them to pay. And love of money said, I need more. But when you're rooted in love, love says, I am forgiven. Love says, I am accepted. Love says, I am covered. I am held by God. I am enough in Christ. When you're rooted in God, you can survive any storm. When you're rooted in God, you can produce good fruit. When you're rooted in God, you can stay grounded in Him. And when you're rooted in God, you'll continue to grow. Roots determine survival. You can have beautiful leaves and still have damaged roots. You can have praise on your lips and still have a hurting heart beneath all of that. You can smile publicly while your roots are struggling privately. Paul wasn't praying for a bigger house, a better car, to be noticed, to be recognized. He prayed that we would be rooted and grounded in love. Because when you are rooted in love, pride can't lift you up. Offense can't pull you away. Bitterness can't poison you. And money can't control you. We have to pray, Lord, don't just touch my branches. Search my roots. Pull up everything that is not like you. And root me so deep in your love that when the storm comes, I may bend, but I will not break. Check the root, because whatever is beneath you today will eventually be seen above you tomorrow. Let's give God a hand clap of praise. If there's anyone today that's dealing with any of these roots that I have spoken about, would you stand? Anyone dealing with pride, bitterness, anything that you want God to heal right now. Matter of fact, if y'all could just come on up.